God, Almighty God, you saved me, you saved me. I lean to trust and depend on you. We worship you. Oh my.
Welcome to Inspired Living with Cynthia, your weekly dose of purpose, passion, and perspective. This is the space where real conversations meet real inspiration, where we uncover the tools, stories, and insights that help you live boldly, think clearly, and walk confidently into the life you were created for. So settle in, open your heart, and get ready to be uplifted, challenged, and inspired. This is Inspired Living with Cynthia. This podcast is brought to you by Jarrett Gordon Ford Davenport, your Davenport Ford dealer for new and used. This podcast is brought to you by Jarrett Gordon Ford Davenport, your Davenport Ford dealer for new and used sales.
Good evening and welcome. Yes, welcome to another episode of Inspired Living. Today, we are joined by a woman whose life is a master class in resilience, leadership, and purposeful service. As a first-generation college graduate who rose to become the Dean of Students at Polk State College, she has dedicated her career to opening doors for others. Whether she's founding organizations like the Sisters Club, mentoring the next generation of leaders through the Black Student Union, or serving on local civic boards, her impact is felt across the entire community. Guided by her faith and the belief that she can do all things through Christ, she continues to lead with both excellence and compassion. Please help me welcome a phenomenal advocate, mentor, and leader, Yolanda Bell.
Thank you so much, Ms. Downey, for having me here. Overjoyed to be here in your presence, inspired by your living, and I'm here to just share a little bit background about myself. I'm born and raised in Bartow, Florida. I made Polk County my home and education my career. I have two amazing sons and two grandsons, and I just love education. I'm the Dean of Student Services at Polk State College currently. Currently, I invest in the students' lives, make sure they get everything they need as far as the sense of belonging, knowing that they're supposed to be there. So I give them that sense of hope. So education provided that platform for me to provide that care and concern for people. Also my staff, building relationships with the staff, getting them prepared for what's next, working with our administration faculty. I love that as I collaborate with things to build up the school, the reputation of the school, and also to keep, the values that God instilled in me. So I really thank God for my journey. I can't do anything without Him. So my faith, my family, and what I believe in, that's what I enjoy doing. So thank you again.
Awesome. You're welcome. Thank you for that background. Now, I've been doing this series on having grace in the grind, motherhood, career, and faith, how that all blends together to make us, women who we really are. So, my first question, let's say the foundation. Mother's Day often focuses on the what of parenting, but let's talk about the who. How has your understanding of your own identity changed from the moment you started your career to the moment you became a mother?
Well, I'm going to take you back in history. When I was growing up, I have some amazing parents, but when you think about growing up and you have all these rules, do this, do that, don't do this, you can't go here, you can't go there, I say when I become a mother, I'm going to change these rules. I'm going to be more lenient with my sons. I have two sons, as I shared. And then when motherhood comes, it's a whole different story, a whole different ball game. So one thing about motherhood, it developed my character of who I am today, and also increased my faith in God for Him to provide that commitment, that confidence, and that patience that I have, to raise my sons, and also made me the epitome of the woman God created me to be. So motherhood, you say in a token that you want to change the rules that you've been, accustomed to. But then when you become a mother, you go back to those values that you was instilled to grow up in, because, being a mother, you trade the eyes for your whys. So my sons are my whys. They made me the woman I am today because they looked at my life, and I wanted them to see a mother that thrived and can build that confidence for them to be the man they are today.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you wore the label working mom. Many people ask about the work-life balance. They talk about it as if it's a scale, that's always perfectly still. In your experience, is having a balance a myth, or have you found a better word like harmony or integration to describe what you do on a daily basis?
Probably integration. Balance is essential, but when you're looking at work life and balance, it is like a scale, because the scale is measured by weight. It pivots from what's weighted you down, and then it kind of shifts. So that's, to me, what work life balance is for me. Then also the certainty that things going to adjust and pivot in your life. So for me, I ask God to be my secure balance, to give me the focus I need to be the type of parent, the type of leader I am today, both on my personal and professional level.
Okay. So more of an integration, but sometimes a scale, up and down scale.
Yeah, because
Okay.
integration is like association, or putting things together, like combining different things. So you have to look at a balance in your life as trying to make combinations of the different things you have to take on. Some risk things you have to take on, some risky, or some things you have to focus on a little bit more than others. So life itself can be an unbalance.
Right.
But as you go through life and go through different experiences, it kind of adjusts itself. So you have that flexibility to be high and low, but then ask God for that balance that you need.
Right, right. So you would say that faith is your anchor. When the demands of a professional life and the needs of your family life pull you in different directions, in opposite directions, what specific principles or scriptures do you lean on to kind of find your center again?
I pray first, but Psalms 121, 1 through 2, I will lift up my eyes to the hills which come in my help. All of my help come from Lord, who created heaven and earth. That's my go-to, lifting up my eyes into the hills, because without God, I'm nothing. So I have to focus on my help, and He's my help.
That's awesome. That's no better anchor can we have.
Yes.
All right. So let's talk about navigating the seasons. Um, there's a lot of times there's some guilt factors with professional mothers. So professional mothers are often dealing with the double-sided guilt, feeling that they aren't doing enough at the office or they aren't doing enough at home. How do you talk yourself through those moments of doubt using your faith?
And faith to me is an essential part of my life. Trusting God that He's going to deliver me, give me that kind of calm and peace about whatever I'm encountering. So for both parts of my life, and being a mom and being a professional, you just have to have that faith and confidence that everything's going to work out. Because some things you look at different situations, and it takes curves and twists and turns, sometimes detours in your life, but you have to get back to the basics.
Right.
You got to stay focused and just ask God to kind of offset some of those vibes that you get when you have those negative reactions or things that you cannot resolve on your own. And then you have people that you can go to, trustworthy friends that you be your confidant. Just go to them and get some advice. So for me, my faith is essential, but I take it back to the basics. I go to God, Lord, work this out for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. To work through those negative situations for sure. Okay. Mentoring the next generation. You spent much of your life pouring into others. Um, how do you apply those same mentor principles with your children, or when you were raising them? Because they're both grown now, right?
Yes.
Is there a difference between being a boss and being a mother mentor?
Definitely, it is such a difference. When you're a boss at your job, industry, public or private, you lead in a sense of fulfilling the mission, vision, and goals of that workplace. So you have to stay in certain boundaries when you're supervising people, leading people. Um, so it's a little different. But when you're a mother, you're at home, you have a different set of rules. Not that you're gonna break any of things to do anything, you know, irrational. But in the sense of me being a mentor mom, I have a close relationship with both of my sons. We can bounce off ideas, talk, and share, but I always taught them to number one, reverence God, serve God with all their heart, give back, and let Him know that He's important in their life. And also the other essentials of life, love and respect, giving back and forgiving. So that's the type of mom mentor I am, to make sure at home I have a different set of rules, because if you think about it, you spend 40 plus hours with your coworkers.
Right.
And then when you get home, that's family time. So you have to shift into a new direction and lead in a different way. But then you don't have these boundaries that set forth like you in the institutional working in the workplace, because you have to stay at a certain policies and procedures. At home, you make your own.
Right.
So, so like I said, teaching the essential things of life to my sons, mentoring them well, and you know, no matter how old they get, they know that they have their mom to depend on and come get advice from. So, we hang out, we shop, we do different things, we have family time. And last night I visited my grandson. He had his award ceremony. He's going to the ninth grade, so he's going to shift out of middle to high school.
Wow.
So
that's a big one.
I didn't want to embarrass him last night, Miss Downing, but when he walked across that stage, he was the first one that received his awards. I said, "That's my grandson. That's my grandson." And after he called me Mimi, both of them called me Mimi. So my son said, "Oh, she got you." And then he said, "No, So he was proud. When you have that cheering on, and somebody's in your corner, it makes you feel very special.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's great. That's great. Let's talk about the power of no. Faith often requires us to have a discerning spirit. So it requires us to discern some things. We have to know where we're going to spend our time and our energy. Can you share a time when you said no to a career opportunity, but it was actually a yes to your family or to your spiritual growth?
Yeah, oftentimes opportunities have come my way on a professional level. I wouldn't say at the time when the opportunities came to me, I said no because of family or spiritual health. I said no because of timing. It wasn't the right time. Sometimes you have to have that sense of discernment. Is that door open for you to go in right away? And sometimes I have that sharp, keen sense of discernment. It's not my time. So timing. But in other aspects, when people ask me to participate or show up or whatever, I'm normally a yes person. But then sometimes I have to say no because I need to be with my family.
Right.
I need to have my spiritual health there to, be refreshed and revitalized sometimes. So career-wise, opportunities, yes, they come. But the discernment God has given me to kind of like, and He'll speak to me, Yolanda, that's your door. Go into, or no, Yolanda, it's not your time. But I ask God, pray about things, and, just have that keen sense of discernment to know whether I say yes or no in the decision I make.
Yeah, that is so important, because otherwise you can find yourself experiencing burnout.
Yes.
And we know burnout is real.
Oh, yes.
So, and oftentimes I think of you really can't pour into others if you're not taking care of yourself.
And Miss
So,
Downey, once you get older, your body starts talking to you.
ain't that the truth?
It tell me, Yolanda, you're not 20, so you better think you're your age now. You better do what your age requires. So my body talks to me, and then when I overly exert myself, then I have to kind of step back and get some rest. And I'm not a homebody. I like to get up and be active and outgoing. So, but some days I have to just rest, get my rest. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the days of hitting 3 programs. You know, I go to a program in the morning,
Yes,
program in the afternoon, or evening program. Now I'm selective.
Yes.
I get,
I understand.
So,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's talk about legacy and light. Leading by example. We often tell our children what to believe, but they usually learn more by watching how we work and how we pray. What is the one trait from your professional life that you hope your children would inherit?
I would say my integrity, being a single mom, raising 2 young men, for women, you know, you have to be able to be there. And boys look at you, they look at their moms, and they normally just look at her and see what she's doing. So for me, I had to watch, conversations, relationships, how I carried myself. So my integrity, my commitment, saying what I mean and mean what I say. So I taught them that. So I want them to be able to capture that integrity and have it for themselves. And so far, as I look at them, I'm proud of them because they do have that integrity. So I want them to keep that. Because now they have kids. The oldest one have kids, both, but they can instill that integrity in their kids as well.
And that's a important trait, to have integrity, um, and that your word means something.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's a really good one, for them to pick up and take a hold to. Yeah, absolutely. Um, what would you say is the best example that you've set for them?
Well, the best example I set for them, schooling, I started school a little bit later because I was a young, going into my being a mom. So we studied together. So
Okay.
they watched me. So I set goals for myself and try to set some, they call it strategic planning. So I planned according to the timelines of both of their graduations. So I was blessed to get my job out to Polk. It was Polk Community College when I started out. So I had some credits that I had earlier on, but then I took a break because I was parenting. So I wanted to make sure my sons had everything they need. So working a couple of jobs and then being employed at Polk Community College at the same time, you know, I said, well, they have an opportunity for me to go to school free. So my first supervisor that hired me, he told me, Yolanda, in 6 months, I want to see you back in school. So I said, okay, how I'm going to do this? I have 2 sons. How I'm going to work this out? But I prayed about it. I said, oh, Lord, what I'm going to do? Because, my parents was there to support me, but I was always an independent person. So as they went to school, I said, let me start taking one class. Just
Right.
one class. And that one class, Miss Downey, took so long. Like, my education, was dragging. And then I looked at my oldest son, he's getting a little older. So I said, well, my associate degree, I need to be finished by the time he get out of high school. So we studied together, and they're geniuses in math and science. So those two, I don't care for, but you need to learn how to add and subtract and do algebra and all that. So we worked together, we studied together. So God blessed me to get my associate's degree. My oldest son graduated, so I met that goal. Second son, they're 8 years apart. Same day they were born, 8 years apart. Same birthday. So worked on my bachelor's a little bit, in between, the schooling. One had got out of school, and then the other one was still in school. So I went ahead and did the bachelor's degree. And then I said, well, I'm going to work on my master's, because I had this lady that worked, her name was Gail. She'll knock on my door like the Matrix every day. She'll come around, hey, you need to get that master's. You need to get that master's. I'm like, oh my God. So signed up, went to go get my master's. So I set another goal. I said about time the second one graduate from high school, I'll be getting my master's degree. So that's what happened. So setting goals and them looking, we studied together and all that. So they saw that, you know, consistency, never giving up, and, you know, all of us working on the same, you know, page as far as studying, encouraging each other. So that's what, you know, I can say about that.
That's really awesome. That's great. Um, you know, you hear a lot. They have this thing called girl dads. You know, my brother Peter. Well, we talked about Kenya
Yes.
earlier.
Mhm.
He's a girl dad.
Mhm.
You know, but there's something about a mom and her sons.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a special bond there as well. So
Yes.
congratulations
Yes,
to you.
yes.
Let's talk about grace for the journey. For the women that are listening to us tonight, who may feel like they're failing in one of the three areas that we've talked about tonight, either their career or their faith or their motherhood, what is the first step towards finding grace for themselves today?
What I can share with them, if God did it for me, He can do it for you too. But you have to with God, because people get caught up into, you know, their own lives or their own cares and stuff. But getting back to God, asking Him for some direction. So I would say get back to the basics, God, and then, you know, find your wisdom, find your hope, find what is reestablishing your commitment and your faith in God. Because, like I say, I'm a living testimony, and I was listening to, I believe it's Vashawn Mitchell. My name is Victory. If it's not him, then I was thinking about that. All the things I've been through, all the things that God allowed me to accomplish, it was nothing but Him. So I could say my name is Victory. So your name is Victory. Get back to God, put Him first, reestablish that relationship. I'm quite certain whatever you're going through, He'll fix it, because we can't do it alone.
Absolutely. So you know, if you may feel like you're failing, but God is the answer.
Yeah, He'll pick you up. I mean, they say if you fall down, a wise man fall down 7 times. It's not about the fall; it's how you're going to get up
How you gonna
from
get
that
it?
fall. Yeah.
Absolutely. So grace, they got to give themselves grace, but in that grace, they got to get back to that connection. I love that. I love that. Looking ahead, when you think about inspired living, how would you advocate for, or what does inspired living or a well-lived life look like for a mother who wants to leave a mark in this world and in her home?
What I would say, you have to build that foundation, pave the way, you uplift others, and create a space at your table. And open doors, and keep those doors open for somebody that's coming behind you. So that's what I would say. You have to lay that foundation, a solid foundation. Without that foundation, things are going to fail. So you have to uplift others. Like I said, create a space at your table. And the door that's open for you, make sure you keep it open for someone else to walk behind you.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love that, because so many times people, they get what they wanted to get and they close the door. And to use your example, they close the door. I got mine, you know. So, but I've always enjoyed mentoring and teaching others, and just sharing things with other people. So, and I get joy when I find someone that shares that same zest for life and helping others. So
Then I've been told one time, it was a wise man, I had a men in leadership panel at the college. He said he was always taught to pull someone up, and then walk along with someone else and stand on the shoulders of someone that's above you, so you can rise up and they can pull you up with them. So
Right.
that's what, and that's
Right.
that's good advice.
that's excellent advice. I spent most of my career telling the managers beneath me that, because they would, you know how young managers are, they get the authority, and you know they want to mistreat the people below them, don't want to show them anything. So, but you're never going to move up to the next level if you don't have anybody trained underneath you to take your place. So, um, yeah, I spent most of my career shaping other managers so that one day I could walk out of the business and they can handle it and I could be on the next level. So oftentimes we need to share that with young managers.
Yes.
So I have enjoyed this conversation. We are going to do some little rapid fire questions here.
Okay.
And just let the people get to know you just a little bit better. Your story is absolutely one of inspiration. Going back to school, step by step, year by year, because I started college on a full ride scholarship. Um, the second year I was home, and I was a mother. So but you keep going. You have to persevere.
Yes.
You have to keep going. You have to reconnect with God and ask Him to definitely. So I love your story. I love your story. Let's talk about joy. What is a small thing that brings you immense joy in the middle of your busy week?
Well, daily, I have God time. I mean, because I'll be a nervous wreck if I don't. So, getting up, praying, falling on my knees, telling God, thank you. But it's something about that midday worship, it hit differently. So I can listen to my morning inspiration, which is gospel music, and something come on like Pastor Mike, proof. I'm proof of what God can do. So that kind of give me that charge because I know Friday and my weekend coming. So that midweek praise of worshiping and praising God, and you turn on just an inspiration song, and when you hear that song, it kind of preps you up like, oh
Right.
my God, Pastor Mike, I am proof of what God can do. Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
So yeah.
Pastor
So
Mike.
from Tasha Combs Leonard, all of them, those it's just like when I turn on my morning worship, it's like a song. I say, God, that song just for me, just for me. So that would keep me pumped up, energized. I say, well, Friday's coming, my weekend is coming, so that kind of gets me on the right track of just boosting me up for the rest of my week.
Awesome. All right. What is the best advice that you've received in 5 words or less?
God will make a way.
Yes,
He'll make a way.
Absolutely. He will. Fill in the blank. The world needs more.
Of God. God is our life. He's our purpose. He's our healer. He's our deliverer. He's our peace. He's our way maker. So we need more of God. Because how the world looks today, Miss Downing, you have to go back to God. You say every knee shall bow, every tongue confess that I'm Lord. So we need to go back to God. We need more of Him.
Absolutely. That would fix so many situations.
Yes.
What is one thing that you're most grateful for in this exact moment?
Not life. And why I say that, when you turn on the local news or news in general, or you look at social media, someone has died. So I take life seriously. I thank God for life because, so much was happening. So life for me right now is amazing. I thank God for it.
Yeah. All right. What is one uninspired activity that you do just for fun?
Miss Donna, you messed me up with this question. I was like, oh my God. I was thinking uninspired. I'm an inspiring person, so I fought with this. I struggled with how can I answer that? But I thought about it. Normally, when I know I have somewhere to go or something to do, I know I have to meet a deadline or get there. But then when I pick up what I call AKA iPhone, I start searching on my IG and I look for places to eat, shop, or travel. And when I look up, I'm like, oh my God, this don't throw me behind. But it's fun. I mean, it's fun. So sometimes you have to be real about things. You have to go somewhere and do something, but you have to take them moments where you want to have a little fun doing something a little different. Because if you stay in the norm of just a normal life is boring to me. So, and another thing I can share, binge watching like Bridgerton. I just saw Nemesis on on Netflix. So, and I know I got to go to work the next morning. I know I got to do something, but you find that movie or that story, whatever you're looking at, I mean, it's so intriguing that you want to just keep watching and watching. I said, oh my God. So when I fall asleep, my alarm clock going off. But I had fun watching Bridgerton. I had fun looking at Nemesis because I like action. I like suspense. I like getting into those drama type movies. It's because I'm like, I'll ask people, what's going to happen next? What's going to, and my sons always say, Mom, keep watching. I'm not going to spoil the show. But when you ask that question, like I said, I had to dig and dig, but when I thought about it, you have to have some type of uninspiring moments, but let them be fun.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I can relate to both of those because when I would travel for work or even for conferences or whatever, when they tell me the city, the first thing I'm doing is looking for the restaurants
Yes.
or looking for the shopping. So
Yes.
that's okay. We're going to be where? All right. And then the binge watching. I was really bad at binge watching Law and Order before they got so gross. But I could watch back to back and just wait on that.
Yes.
And so, but yeah, so I definitely binge watch and love to find the restaurants and shopping in the cities that I'm visiting. So
then I'm getting more into TikTok. Wasn't a fan of it before, but it gives you what people go to that's trending. So you want to say, okay, they went there, so I might want to check out that restaurant.
Oh wow!
I might want to go out to that shop. So I have visited some TikTok restaurants that people actually say they're good, and they were.
Okay. See, I haven't made it to TikTok yet. I was very late getting to Facebook. Just got to Instagram. Just recently got to Instagram. I'll get to TikTok eventually, as my daughter says. You'll get there, Mom. You'll get there. Okay. Let's do a takeaway. As we wrap up, what is one message you hope that every listener takes away from about inspired living, having an inspired life today?
Takeaway that I want y'all to know that you're not too much, you're not behind, you're not unqualified. You're only becoming the person God created you to be. It's never too late to do that. Never too late.
That's an awesome thought. Okay, repeat that. You say you're going to ask me to repeat.
You're not too much.
Not too much.
You're not unqualified.
Unqualified.
And you're being the God. Let me just back up. You're not too much. You're not unqualified. You're not behind. You're the person that God created you to be. It is never too late.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So God has a plan. We have a plan, but He has a better plan.
Yes, better.
And we just have to wait on His timing. That is awesome.
Yeah, and some people think I'm not enough. I'm not qualified or whatever, but you are. You are what you speak. So I do inspirations every day. You wake up in the morning, you say, I am loving, I am kind, I'm forgiving, I am beautiful. So you have to put that inspiration, those words to empower you, because life and death are in the power of your tongue. So I just want to make sure people understand what you speak, it can come to existence. So make sure everything is more powerful, more positive, more uplifting for your life.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for visiting with us today. I certainly enjoyed the conversation, certainly enjoyed your story. Is there anything else you would like to share? Anything coming up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
A couple of things. If you do, shout out for Polk State College. That's where I work at. But if you want to come to further your education, associate, bachelor's certification, you can hit me up, polk.edu. You can find me on the web page there. I'm there. I'm open. I have some amazing staff there that can help you when I'm not there. Then on May the 30th, I want to shout out Sharonda Lawrence. She has her second annual She Ascends Women's Summit. So tickets are on sale on Eventbrite. It's going to be in Bartow, May the 30th at 12 noon on Polk Street Community Center. So she does amazing, and it's a panel of women. I'm going to be one of them speaking.
Okay.
So if you want to come out, just go to Eventbrite. The tickets are available for you. Still can sign up. Tickets are going fast, ladies. So come out, support her. She's doing an amazing job. So again, that's May the 30th at 12 noon, Polk Street Community Center in Bartow.
Awesome,
Yes.
awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And absolutely, I think I was in one of the first classes that they did the dual enrollment.
Oh, yeah.
So I spent some time at Polk State College.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, it was Polk State College, no? Polk State Community College then.
Yes.
And so I did dual enrollment my senior year. I think we were the first class when they were testing it. So I have some credits at
Oh, wow. That's an amazing program because it gives parents the ability to start their kids out young.
Yeah.
And most I can shout out our high schools, our Chain of Lakes, Gateway, and Collegiate High School. Probably 85 to 90% of their students that's in high school, they receive their associate's degree before they get their high school diploma. So parents out there, if you want to catapult, save you some money, dual enrollment is the way to go. They can start it out as early as 9th grade and, supersede and get that 2-year right at Polk State College, local. They're right there, affordable, small class size. The faculty is amazing, so sign up today. I mean, it's free. Books are free. Tuition is free, so it'll save you 2 years, sometimes 4 years of tuition. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. My niece is at Gateway,
Mm-hmm.
and she is always super excited when one of her students actually finishes their degree before
Yes.
before they actually get their high school diploma. That's great.
I'll be shouting hallelujah because I don't save 2 to 4 years of tuition. I mean, it's amazing, and they get their start there. And Polk State has graduated some amazing students. They go on, they make careers, they make lives, they come back. Some of them share their experiences, and I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but again, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being with
Thank
us.
you.
And thank you for being a part of that amazing work that's taking place throughout the community as well as at your college. So
I appreciate the opportunity, Ms. Downing, and you be blessed, and God bless you. And this is amazing. Giving people opportunity to come and speak life and speak into other people's lives. So thank you for that.
thank you. Thank you. Please join me next week when my guest will be Dr. Jimmy Downing Jr. He's going to come and talk about his new book, Finding Favor. So I'm really excited about that. I have a lot of relatives, and so I can really fill my show every week with a relative, but I am going to bring Dr. Downing in. So looking forward to that. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
This podcast was brought to you by Jarrett Gordon Ford Davenport, your Davenport Ford dealer for new and used sales, with 1,868 new and used Fords in stock. Visit us to test drive any of Ford's new vehicles, from the best-selling F-150 truck to the all-electric Mustang Mach-E compact crossover. Ford's latest models offer world-class comfort, cutting-edge infotainment, innovative driver safety aids, and turbocharged power. Jarrett Gordon Ford Davenport. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Inspired Living with Cynthia, your weekly dose of purpose, passion, and perspective. I hope today's conversation encouraged you, empowered you, and gave you something meaningful to carry into your week. Remember, inspiration isn't just something you hear, it's something you live. So take what you've learned, apply it with courage, and keep moving toward the life that's calling you. Until next time, reminding you to stay inspired, stay intentional, and stay true to your purpose. Have a blessed and beautiful week.
GyroStream.com